Welcome, ladies and gents. Today we're doing a little bit of a different video. This is not necessarily a guide. I just thought the story in this area was very interesting. So I kind of want to do like a lore video of what happened to the Temple of the Gales. So we're going to start off with our first piece of knowledge that we come by, and then I'll do every day in order if I can. So starting off, what happened was lead scientist log. I suppose I should start at the beginning for this log. It has been a preposterous first week, and I'm working alongside some truly venerable scientific prowess. We've been sent here to research the properties of Aeroflow. When the generator first came online, it ripped the refinement facility right out of the ground. We were still able to convert flow into Aeroflow, but is it safe? Running the generator has proven dangerous. Entire chunks of land ripped from the ground and thrown into orbit? If it were to overload, I can't imagine the potential consequences. Is it generating its own gravitational pull? Negating gravity? Its secrets are fascinating. Fortunately, we have plenty of time to discover them. What we get from this first log is that the scientists were here to study Aeroflow technology, which I don't know if we can necessarily say it's technology, or say it's magic, or say it's a little bit of both. But they discovered that through researching Aeroflow and putting it into a generator, this generator was able to harness this Aeroflow to the ability that it's able to launch entire chunks of land into the air. This is catastrophic levels of power. Very dangerous. But they were really sent here to research Aeroflow and not the Silverwings whatsoever. So how did the Silverwings get into this picture? Let's find out. Silverwing habitats. Silverwing study 380. More and more Silverwings have flocked to the facility every day. They've begun forming a massive nest around the Aeroflow facility. What could be drawing them? Theory 1. They prefer high altitudes. I've never seen them from the ground. Theory 2. They prefer to be close to Aeroflow. I've witnessed flow bugs gathering near their nests, accelerating the growth of their eggs. Theory 3. They prefer the proximity to the cirrostratus clouds in the facility, which house numerous cloud minnows. Needless to say, we've hooked up some sensors to the nest in the hopes of finding an answer soon. Bear with us. So judging from this second note, the Silverwings began to kind of flock towards the facility, and the researchers at first couldn't figure out what they were attracted to. If they were attracted to the Aeroflow, if they were running from something, or what was necessarily going on. So they did a little bit more research, and this is what they came across. Silverwing sizes. Silverwing study 125. The Silverwings continue to be one of the most fascinating creatures we've discovered. After months of study, it's become clear that Silverwings may never stop growing. Even the adult specimens. Several are getting to the size that I almost want to try to ride them. They really are delightful creatures to watch. I spend my short lunch breaks watching them dive through the cirrostratus around the facility and catch cloud minnows. I wonder whether they could catch some myself with a fishing rod. It'd certainly be better than the lunch I packed at home. They kind of discovered that the Silverwings have a diet that consists strictly mostly of cloud minnows, but they grow to enormous sizes. They just continue to grow. Even in adulthood, they continue to grow. So who knows how large a Silverwing can actually be? But I'm still curious. What went wrong? Where is everybody? Lead scientist log. It happened today. I went to take the flow gate out of the facility for lunch and discovered it had been cut off from the other side. I had my suspicions something was amiss when the foreman appeared. Were they protecting us from the worst? Intentionally sabotaging our facility? The only clues I have are a mysterious sliding mural and instructions not to let anybody lay a finger on it. Breaking the news to the team will be unpleasant. Hopefully our studies can distract us until someone comes to our rescue. So, from the first post that we get here, from the first log, we know that these people were trapped in the sky, basically. I don't know what reason why. I don't know exactly if it was to protect them or to endanger them or to just give them a death sentence, but these researchers were stuck here now because someone from the homeworld cut their connection. But why? Silverwing vocalization. Silverwing study 399. It's been nearly 15 days since we heard any word from the ground. 12 since the lead scientist finally told us that we were cut off from the ground. Even the Silverwings seemed perturbed. They ceased vocalization with one another for the last 10 days. It was a relief this morning to wake to their chatter. I wonder whether the people on the ground can hear us. Silverwing vocalizations are loud. We've had reports from the valley below that they echo like thunder. Are the people down there really gone? I'm not sure what happened, but days went by, days upon days. And some of the researchers found themselves wondering, have all the people disappeared? There's nothing below us. We don't see anything. Where could everybody have gone? What happened in this facility? Why were they cut off from the rest of the world? Silverwing Study 411. A new crop of silverwing eggs in the nest today, all light blue. It's peculiar because usually they come in different colors based on the different types of flow. Red for pyroflow, yellow for aeroflow, green for terraflow, and deep blue for hydroflow. Is something amiss with flow? The coloring of these eggs almost suggests an absence of it. Of a more pressing concern, I heard one of the interns discussing eating the eggs this morning. They were immediately rebuked by their seniors. We have plenty of food. Between farming and catching cloud minnows, we should be set. I worry, though. It is beginning to seem like we may be truly stuck here for the long haul. It has already been 2 months. So judging by the last log, 2 weeks quickly turned into 2 months. No contact with civilization whatsoever, that people considered eating the silverwing eggs. They began to turn on the creatures that they were researching all of a sudden, with the thoughts of, either I'm going to survive, or you're going to survive. How long are we going to be here? Again, what happened to the homeworld? Silverwing Strength. Silverwing Study 425. Today, someone suggested trying to train the Silverwings to carry a wagon of us down to the surface. The largest Silverwing at the facility is certainly strong enough to pull off that feat, but I fear what they may have discovered down there. It has been nearly 200 days we've been stuck here. I no longer see the light of civilization beckoning through the clouds. There is only darkness in its place. Our people, they may truly be gone. Silverwing Flocks. Silverwing Study 450. Another escape attempt proposed by the interns today. They believe they can take advantage of the Silverwings' tenacity to travel by riding on each other's backs while migrating. Little do they realize that our Silverwings have already skipped their usual migration patterns for the year. I suspect it's because they have nowhere else to go. It is admirable the interns still think that there's anything to go back to below us. I have given up that hope. This is our world now, until it ends too. So, based on those last two posts, it had been over 200 days, or close to 200 days, or exactly 200 days since they had contact with the home world. Some of the students suggested that, they take the largest silver wing they possibly could and just ride down to the surface and see what was going on, see what was happening, just to try to get any sort of answers, any kind of help, any kind of guidance. They were shut down by the seniors, and we get the seniors' point of view of it too, because they had been studying these animals and these creatures and just Aeroflow and their migration habits for a very long time. So we kind of get the idea that the silverwings are no longer migrating. They were just kind of staying, because there may be nothing to migrate to. There may be nothing below. Silverwing feathers. Silverwing study 487. Things are getting tense. The generator faltered for a few minutes today. We were able to bring it back online by adding some of the silverwing feathers to the mix, as I mentioned in study 100. Silverwing feathers are naturally laden with flow. I noticed the ones we added today had a much lower concentration than the ones from that study. Oh, Phoenix. Are you still watching over us? Are we truly alone? So this had to be the most chilling kind of... This post was the most chilling for me because I'm not exactly sure if it is supposed to be in this position, or if this is the ending post of the entire study. I like to think that it's not, because of what happens next. The Gold Wing. Silverwing Study 500. The interns have left. Only I and a few members. The interns have left. Only I and a few members of the senior staff remain. They took Goldwing, the largest and oldest silverwing we knew of. I suspect they rigged some sort of cart to it and had the specimen take them down to the surface. None of them, including Goldwing, have returned. I have my doubts that the most recent batch of eggs will be able to hatch without their mother. For now, I think our study is over. We will persist as long as we can. So what does all of this mean? If I have to break it down from my understanding, give you a theory of what I believe happened here. Someone from the home world cut them off. They cut the cord from the other side, basically. Think of it as a transportation tube to the sky. This is the facility that the researchers were studying and or working in, and someone removed the battery from the home world. Now, at first, you may think that it's to harm them or to trap them. And in a way it is. And my understanding from what I get from the story is that someone removed the battery because something was going on the home world. People were vanishing. People were disappearing. And I think somebody took that battery out in an effort to try to save the people who were in the sky. I'm not sure if that ever really happened, because as we read through some of the dialogue here, the people in the sky began to not only kind of turn on one another, but even began to turn on the Silverwings with the idea of maybe we should just eat them. They had been stuck up here for months. At one point, they had been stuck up here for 200 days and considered taking a Silverwing to the surface. The Silverwings, as we learn, they kind of migrate together. The babies, I'm assuming, get on the mother's backs and the mothers fly the babies to wherever they migrate to. But the silverwings got to a point where they weren't migrating anymore because they didn't have anywhere else to go, potentially. If the surface world was really, really, really gone, then this was the only option. Their only option was to stay here as long as they could. And what we get from the last note, the final note, is that many of them did. A lot of the senior researchers stayed as long as they absolutely could. And some of the younger researchers hitched a plan of creating a wagon that was large enough for some of them to climb into, and to get the biggest silverwing they could find, known as Goldwing, and take Goldwing to the surface. They never returned. None of them. One of the notes suggested that there used to be city lights below this facility that you could see high and bright and that shined in the night. But after a while, there was nothing. There was just darkness. There were no lights. So I like to imagine that the students who couldn't take it anymore almost maybe have taken Goldwing and themselves into this darkness, and they're gone. But those seniors who kind of stayed back ended their research and just lived and took care of these eggs as long as they could. Now, it raises an interesting theory to me on this note. So the largest and the strongest of the silverwings was known as Goldwing. And I'm curious if our phoenix statues are actually of the phoenix, quote unquote, or are of Goldwing. Keep in mind, Goldwing, I'm assuming, probably has gold wings. Our phoenix statues have a gold lining around the wing. Could it potentially be that our phoenix statues are not actually of a phoenix, but are of this gigantic silverwing that used to exist? I want to know what you guys think about this. Until then, I'll leave the memories open. I'll let you guys think of what could possibly have happened here. And if you have any other theories, please, please, please let me know. My boy Zeki is here, and I'm sure he's curious too. Until then, goodbye, ladies and gents. I'll see you next time.